strange. I normally always complain about these setup chapters because nothing really happened, but there's something about this chapter that I actually like. Something about that maybe, just maybe, hope exists after all. Who knows? Or maybe it's a lot of things happening, or maybe it's questioning us. Who knows? I don't really know why I actually liked this chapter. It's One Piece chapter 940, and this is the Angry Anime Fan. Trafalgar Law has of course left to go and free his comrades. I don't really like the fact that this has caused a little bit jab into the allying after everything that's been going on. Well, although both Nami and Usopp greatly says that they would really blame if they got caught, well, they are like that. Elsewhere, we're introduced to those three people that always were, they were gonna attempt to murder Komurasaki, as we all know, Hiyori. And this here actually brings a lot of credibility, sort of, to Hiyori's character. As a lot of people have said, Hiyori's, transformation or whatever almost seemed too good to be true. And I still have my guard up, because please just tell me that Hiyori really is that kind. However, there is still not enough evidence to support that it is true, but this brings a question forward that maybe, just maybe, Hiyori as Komurasaki did do something good. Because it turns out that yes, the three of them were part of conspiracy thing. One of the first guy was Bongo, a guy with flowing hair but bald on top. He would set fires on buildings and then have official paid off so they wouldn't do it. The other one was Bongo, who ran a lumber store so that could sell beams to house repairs. And finally Bingo, the guy we saw, who would take advantage of the grieving family as he was a priest and charge them as absolute thieves. Bingo, Bongo, Bongo were in cohorts, and therefore confirming, yes, they were assholes and asshole victims. So Hiyori as Komurasaki basically did exactly what she wanted, what was needed. She became a god. She punished these men by flirting with them and then took them for everything else. As Bingo said, he even sold his own family. Yes, Bingo, Bongo, and Bango was completely scum. And Hiyori made sure that they paid for it. Is that really just a coincidence? No, I don't think so. Because there's something else here that makes me wonder. So it's, I really do think that Komurasaki did do all of this because she knew how bad people were. So maybe, yes, maybe Hiyori as Komurasaki punished people that she knew was corrupt, but she hid that behind a mask of a hate-sink character and a manipulative bitch. Either way, Yasu is talking to the card and saying that he understands why the plan fell apart. Because they could just say it was all a lie, but then their allies would believe that too, so that would be difficult. But Yasu did not know anything about the Crescent Moon thing. So he says that to tell Kinemon that he will fight alongside them. Although he's busy now, he leaves with all cheerfulness. And then the guys ask, who is this Toneyasu? And they just say, and Kanjiro and Shinobu just says that they don't know. Yasu talked to them like he was an old friend, and yet they don't know. As the other guys point out, how can you possibly not know someone that cheerful? Yasu is a pretty unforgettable character. If he's a good character, that is up to you to decide, but yeah, he is kind of unforgettable. So how could they forget someone like that? And there is where we get the first theory. Is Yasu really who we see him to be? He is definitely an ally, that I can see. But is he Denjiro? He looks a bit different to be Denjiro. Could just be a devil fruit, But, yeah. Who is this man? Maybe he is someone that they didn't know, but knew them in the ancient past. Who knows? Either way, Yasu goes around and gives compliment to a lot of people and offers them a lot of different things. As you all know, I think he is the thieving boy. This really does it. And he is giving them all cheering up. It's like, And here this old hag or old maiden that also seems to be someone connected to all this is actually saying that it's actually a sad picture here that he actually had to sell his daughter to the flower capital, but she is still sending money. But here is the funny part again. His daughter is Toko. We all know that Toko came from the Wlahtough district, or Wlahtough town, because after all, she's like that. But that she is Yasu's daughter, that I did not see coming. Although technically they do have the same face of shape, so I guess it makes sense. It's a little bit sad though that Yasu had to sell his daughter. However, that daughter ended up in Komurasaki, aka Hiyori's care, once again implying that that cannot be a coincidence. So it's like that. So Yasu has a lot of trouble, but regardless, his face is still beaming. You know, I wish I could be like Yasu. No, really. I may find these very positive characters a little bit annoying, but that's because we live in a cynical world. I wish I could have been that cheerful, because I prefer to be cheerful than negative, but I'm so drowning in despair, I don't know how to get out of it. Either way, back in the place, yeah, Luffy is trying to learn it, but he can't. Oh yeah, it's revealed that Ryu is called Haki in Wano. Basically, flowering cherry blossoms. So either way, Luffy fights so much that the night comes and, well, but the fight is over. Of course, they don't get any food. So Luffy knocks out the guards so they could talk privately. As Hyogoro asks why does he want to defeat Kaido, especially since he already lost him. And Luffy as bravely says that he just wants to defeat these 4 emperors, and Kaido is one of them. So he gotta have to beat them, otherwise he can't be Pirate King. And yes, Hyogoro did know Roger 20 years ago. And there's this time the most unlikely allies, who, by the way, I really wish he wouldn't become an ally, because I don't think he is an ally. He's a coward. But it's none other than... no, sorry. I actually forgot his name a little bit. Karibo, was it? Yeah, Karibo is hiding Raizo, and that's how Raizo escaped the guards, because it turns out that the handcuffs were for Karibo's handcuffs. And Hyogoro recognizes all this as he sees it all. Karibo says that he has turned over a new leaf, and we all know him. He has not. And he now says, want to take him on the ship. Please, Oda, do not make him a Straw Hat crew member, even if he becomes more likable than before. I would prefer if you take someone else. Karibo is a weak man. He has a useful devil fruit, but he's a weak man. Not to mention, he knows that what Shirahoshi is. So, well, either way, Luffy says after that, thanks, and I guess good now, because Luffy is that way. But Hyogoro is just so happy, because... he was ready to die a dog's death because there was no hope left. But now Kozuki family is alive, so he vows to aid Luffy and all. And actually reveals that there are a lot of different prison mines around Odon. This is one of 4 other places. And around them there are not only criminals that have committed crime. Most people are here because they rebelled against Orochi. And so, yeah, the alliance of Kinemon forgot one very important thing. You have to break out the people that are the prisoners. If you do, you will get many allies, because there are other Yakuza bosses in these shadows that also apparently do not worship Orochi. So if they break them all out, that's perfectly good. The question is that if they can, well, we all know that won't be so easy. However, each chapter ends as Chopper's team finally arrived in Udon. And perhaps the next day they're gonna start attacking it. Because once Big Mom gets her hunger pangs, I am pretty sure she can utterly decimate the entire Odon region. Unless, of course, the Odon region is made out of Kairoseki. Although it's not exactly yet confirmed if Big Mom actually can break Kairoseki. But I guess we'll see. So yeah, as a lot of things happened, and although not a lot of things happened after all, there's something about this chapter that I felt was pretty good. We still don't know who Yasu is, but here's the thing. Toko is Yasu's daughter. Toko works for Hiyori. Hiyori made sure that Bingo and his buds got the punishment for saying all. It all adds up together to one thing. And we don't know what that thing is, but it all seems to be too much of a coincidence. But I don't know what it is myself. Who is Yasu really? And Hyogoro has revealed that there is a rebellion in these prison mines. Hope is not dead yet. But you give me your thoughts if you have any.